Welcome to Nurses Who Inspire, a series created to uplift every nurse and nursing student who is struggling, uncertain, and questioning their path. This movement is dedicated to showing you that your story matters, your struggles are valid, and your future as a nurse is worth fighting for. Today, I am sharing my own journey, not because I have arrived, but because I am a living testimony of where God can take you when you refuse to give up. I am a work in progress. The best is still ahead of me. But when I look back at where God brought me from, I know without a doubt that nothing is worth it.
Hi, my name is Abimbola. I am a multi-licensed nurse, qualified to practice in Nigeria, United Kingdom, and the United States. Currently, I live in the United Kingdom, and I work as a clinical sister with NHS. I finished nursing school far back in 2013. If you're watching this video and you finished from Seventh-day Adventist School of Nursing Ife, shout out to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Opade Jabayomi. I'm a registered nurse and a public affairs analyst.
Hi, I'm Adenike Olakunle, fondly called the Saint Nurse. I attended BUTH School of Nursing in Ogomosho and graduated in 2015.
Hi everyone, my name is Success Sumisiri, also known as Success Wonye. I'm a registered nurse currently based in Phoenix, Arizona. I migrated from Nigeria about 4 years ago. That was in 2021.
After finishing my nursing school, I got a job to practice as a registered nurse in a private hospital where I was being paid 23,000 naira. And I did that for a couple of months before I decided to get a better job. And in the process, I applied for a direct entry program to study my bachelor's degree in nursing in the prestigious First and the Best University of Ibadan, which really shaped me and prepared me for the current position I am at the moment.
Nursing school was not easy for me. The system was unnecessarily difficult. I didn't graduate with my original class. I didn't write my hospital finals with them. I didn't write my nursing council with them. Why? Because I was outspoken, because I advocated for myself and others, because sometimes being bold works against you in an environment that expects silence. In my own case, which was School of Nursing, I was delayed by 6 months. Lecturers misunderstood my confidence for arrogance. Some of them assumed business meant unseriousness because I was a business student nurse. I was selling stuff and cooking literally when I was in school. Even dating, the man I was dating at the time, now my husband, offended many people. It was not a normal thing for a nursing student to be seen around man, especially when the man is coming to the hostel to drop you in his car and pick you up. You know, it wasn't something normal in School of Nursing at the time.
Looking back, my nursing journey, a journey of faith, molded me, it stretched me, and shaped me in ways I never imagined. And if we're being real, honest with ourselves, nursing education in Nigeria, honestly everywhere else in the world I would think, but specifically in Nigeria it can feel like war. I'm now thinking back to the first day, from the very first day that we resumed class, seniors trooped into our class to remind us how tough the journey and the fear of how many people that wouldn't make it past 6 months. Some would even say that you need holy fire, like you have to be spiritually sound. And I'm not trying to be religious, maybe because I went to a private Christian missionary school of nursing. They would say you need holy fire to graduate, and especially if you have the FCN kind of fellowship there, you will have people from there who would walk into your class and say things like that to you. But even in the pressure, I held on tightly to God and my faith. I studied like my life depended on it.
When I started this journey into the nursing profession, I thought I was simply there to earn a certificate as a student. But God had a bigger plan. Those years began a journey of purpose, growth, and unexpected leadership trajectory.
Wow, time actually flies. I remember vividly June 2021, and I got my first job when I came here as a care worker in July 2021. I did that for about a few years because I had to take the NCLEX 3 times. I passed on the 3rd trial, and that's when I started practicing as a nurse in May 2023. It's been an amazing journey. It's been a whole learning curve. Throughout the period of 4 years, I've been opportunity to work in several places.
The challenges were endless. Lecturers made life hard, like School of Nursing lecturers. They made life hard at that time. I don't know if it's still the same. The end of my nursing training was the toughest. But despite everything, I graduated, I survived it, and God carried me through all of it. So after working as a nurse in Nigeria, I moved to Canada with my husband. Life abroad wasn't smooth either. I faced new challenges, new exams, new systems, new people, new culture, and new struggles. But with God and a supportive husband, I kept pressing on. It's worth it.
Imagine yourself as a student nurse, also working as a public affairs analyst, working as a symbol of democracy for the youth, and reading as a student nurse in Nigeria. That period taught me resilience. It taught me dedication, perseverance.
Migrating out of my native country has taught me that when you get into a different environment, you need to learn how things work, because the way you practice in your native country is different from the way things are being done here in the United Kingdom. And you don't just make headway by being a bookworm. You need to be smart, politically smart and book smart at the same time for you to make headway.
I've had tough moments. One that I would say is, first of all, coming into the country and having to take that exam, the NCLEX exam in particular, 3 times. That exam is not as hard as it is. Like when people talk, oh my gosh, like, you took it 3 times, means it's really hard. I thought people know. I don't believe anything is hard. There's a way to get something. It means you have to study. It means you have to find what works. So I just didn't get it. That's why I was probably feeling it. And for someone like me, that was the first time I was ever feeling something like in my life. Other tough moments I had was migrating with ease into the workforce. As someone who studied abroad, especially in a British colonized country, the way we say things, the way we pronounce things, the words we give certain equipment or certain parts of the hospital are totally different. So one thing I had to do was learn the system here.
The heart of my message today is that your background does not define your destiny. Every experience, good or bad, is part of your story. What made you cry 10, 15, 20 years ago does not even matter again today. Pain expires, seasons change. You know what doesn't change? God's faithfulness does not change. He remains God and He will forever be God. So whatever promise He has for you, your destiny will surely come to pass. And I would advise you to hold on to God. Hold on to God. If you are not a believer, I invite you to try Jesus. Just try Him. Your life will transform. Past will be wiped clean. Your strength will be renewed. Grace will carry you through battles you can't even imagine. Nursing is worth it. I tell you confidently, nursing is worth it. Nursing is one of the most respected professions in the world. Forget wherever you are working now. If you are not being respected, you can change. You can change where you're working. Just get that degree, get that license, write those certification examination. Nursing opens door, opens opportunity, opens visa, opens global mobility, opens endless career path. If I didn't choose nursing, I don't know if by now I would have married the man I married, if I would have been a Canadian citizen by now, if I would be working as a travel nursing. If I didn't choose nursing, I don't know if I would be where I am today. Nursing changed my life for good.
So basically, my journey started back in Nigeria. Should I give you the long version or the short version? I actually have a very long version on my YouTube channel about how my journey started and how I became a nurse, the story, and all that good stuff. So if you want something like that or you enjoy that, Nurse Ogudare is going to link my YouTube channel down below so that you can actually watch the full version. But long story short, I actually never wanted to become a nurse. I did nursing for a short time because I loved healthcare. So I wanted to be anything but nurses, because the representation of nurses that I saw in Nigeria and the private and smaller hospitals were no good at all. That's why I'm excited when I actually see good nurses now and a better representation for us. That way, a lot of people are more encouraged about coming to the profession than it was back then. At least in my time, I knew I never wanted to do nursing. But when I started studying nursing, I was so intrigued about how much knowledge was impacted into us, about how large our curriculum was, and about how much things we were expected to know, how prepared we were from school, right? And I fell in love with it. It was something I was just supposed to do for a while, and then I was going to go do something else. But look at me right now, pursuing my doctorate. Yes, nursing allows you to do so many other things alongside your job, opportunities that you can only dream of. Some of the things that helped me overcome, honestly, is prayer. I'm not even going to downplay it. I pray before I go to work. While at work, every minute I'm mumbling something. Prayer gives us strength. Prayer gives me hope. Prayer gives me comfort that I have somebody in me that I can talk to, that I have somebody greater than me that I can talk to. So if you're a Christian, I encourage you to always pray every time. Like I said when I started, nursing for me is a ministry and not just a career, because you're dealing with people every day. You have people's lives in your hands. One little mistake can either make or mar your career.
Now, it's been 10 years in practice, and I can still say that nursing is still not a walk in the park. Oh, absolutely anyone who is determined can do it, because nursing is a delicate, is a noble profession, and it's governed by ethics, guarded by compassion. We are being held to a high professional standard, both by the public, employer, and even our regulatory bodies. But one thing that I know is that with experience, with maturity, and a strong determination and the grace of God, it becomes easier, becomes less daunting, and more fulfilling. Honestly, I feel like, nursing brings me so much fulfillment. I absolutely love being a nurse and wouldn't trade this calling for anything.
After leaving University of Ibadan, I got the opportunity to actually migrate out of Nigeria to practice as a nurse in the United Kingdom, and then I went through all the processes of writing IELTS, which is the English language test, and the computer-based exam, where I had to answer some nursing-related questions to really show that I am a qualified registered nurse who knows her onions and can practice in United Kingdom. The dream has always been to practice as a nurse in the United States. I did not give up on that dream. After settling down and studying my environment, I decided to give the NCLEX exam a try, and I passed on the first attempt. I am also proud to say that I earned my master's degree in healthcare management and leadership with administration, because that's the goal at the end of the day. Nobody want to be by the bedside forever, especially me. I don't have plans to be by the bedside forever. So at some point we want to get to that point where we also putting effort and making impact with policy making in healthcare, and that's the end goal that I personally do have. I finished with a very good distinction from the University of Sunderland, and I'm proud of that. Nursing is not a profession that you can just take your time to do without putting in any effort. It is hard work. Becoming a nurse is hard work, and even migrating out of my native country has taught me that when you get into a different environment, you need to learn how things work, because the way you practice in your native country is different from the way things are being done here in the United Kingdom. You don't just make headway by being a bookworm. You need to be smart, politically smart and book smart at the same time for you to make headway. If you ask some people, they're going to tell you that I am an amazing mentor who is always happy and ready to help. A very important part I can't afford to miss is mentioning that I am also a mom to 2 beautiful babies and a wife to the luckiest husband, the luckiest man in the world.
My story can be tagged as a journey that started from certificate to calling. And my story doesn't begin with ambition or a grand vision. It begins with something simple. A young man walking through the gate of the College of Nursing Lut with one goal in mind: to earn a certificate and move on with his life. But God had already written a script that was far bigger than the one I had in mind. So there is a quiet start for everyone, and there was a quiet start for me. When I resumed, I wasn't thinking about leadership, I wasn't thinking about politics, I wasn't thinking about influence. I just wanted to learn, pass my exams, graduate, and start my career. But barely months into my journey, things began to shift. People noticed me, my presence became known, doors I didn't knock on began to open. It wasn't noise, it was grace, and that grace guided me into leadership before I even understood what leadership truly meant. And this is to tell you that God exists. As God is interested in your case, doors of opportunities will begin to open.
To every nursing student, a student nurse reading or seeing this message at this time, and especially if you are struggling, if you're doubting yourself, if you don't even know, if you are unsure, or you are feeling like you can't do this anymore, or you are feeling overwhelmed in your nursing journey, or maybe you are a student or earlier in your career, please hear me. Okay, you can do it. You definitely can do this. Just so you know, you're not alone. I felt discouraged too, and I'm very sure the majority of people in nursing now that are making big giant strides, they also felt overwhelmed and felt discouraged too. But we always just reminded, or me, I always just reminded myself of my why, my reason, my vision.
I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to share from the little or the wealth of my knowledge with you all, and I hope somebody is able to learn from my story and able to pick up lessons that will help them to become a great and amazing nurse in the future, that will also contribute to the success of the healthcare profession.
If there is one lesson nursing has taught me, it is that purpose often reveals itself in the middle of responsibility. Hold on to your why, stay rooted in your grace, and trust that your journey will lead you exactly to where you are meant to be. Thank you all, and God bless you.
So in conclusion, to anyone coming behind me, in front of me, beside me, to every nurse out there, your path may not be perfect, but it's purposeful. Take your journey one step at a time. Celebrate small wins. This one is very important. Celebrate small wins every way, no matter how small or big they are. And there are nurses needed everywhere, virtually everywhere. You're not here by accident. Wherever you are, your story matters, and the world needs what you carry on the inside. I love all nurses out there. I love everyone watching this video, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.
Now, my message to student nurses: you are tired, you are stressed, you are overwhelmed. Don't give up. Focus on your studies, avoid distractions, and keep your eyes on the bigger picture. If there is one thing to remember from my story, it is this: there is light at the end of the tunnel, especially when God is involved. I am still a work in progress, but I am a proof that God lifts, God restores, and God writes stories. Nurses, lift your head high. Nursing students, don't give up. Your story is still being written. Welcome to Nurses Who Inspire. This is just the beginning. Watch out for our next series. Thank you for watching. Bye.